Holy Elton John, Batman! I'm gay too! Welcome back to Bible Bears, everyone. I'm Ryder. So, DC Comics is rolling out or unveiling, revealing that one of its comic book superheroes is gay. But before we get into that story and more, hit that bell notification so that you'll be alerted when I post new videos, and go ahead and kick, elbow, headbutt, whatever you can, that subscribe button if you want to support this channel. Now, I'm going to tell you about DC's surprise move with one of their characters, and a little bit of good news happened in the US Senate today. But before we get into that, as always, we need to start out with the bad dad joke of the day. To whoever stole my copy of Microsoft Office, I will find you. You have my word. Okay, so DC's Batman Urban Legends series has recently revealed that Tim Drake, who plays Robin in that comic book series, is now gay. After Tim Drake, the Robin, who plays Robin, Robin isn't Batman's sidekick's real name. He just calls him Robin. I'm not sure why he calls him Robin. It's just an alias. He's not going to call him, hey Tim, right? Hey Tim Drake. Because then the Joker's just going to go kill him. So Robin is in a street brawl. He rescues another man named Bernard Dowd. I think it's a fellow that he already knows. He rescues him from whatever's going on. And then later, he goes back to Bernard's apartment and to check on him. And at some point, perhaps during the fight, Robin has a light bulb moment and realizes, dude, I think I'm really into this guy. So he goes to Bernard's apartment, checks on him, wants to make sure he's cool, and Bernard Dowd asks Tim Drake out on a date. He says, Tim Drake, do you want to go on a date with me? And Tim Drake, aka Robin, says, yeah, I think I want that. So that's how the comic book, that issue ends, and then the next one won't be released until December, which is kind of crazy to me, but I guess stay tuned, you'll find out more. So if you're unfamiliar with Batman, I'm not totally familiar with Batman either. I did grow up reading comics, but mostly Marvel. Listen, the Robin that you see in the movies is not Tim Drake. That's Dick Grayson. There's been several Robins throughout the Batman comic book series. So if you're thinking they're suddenly making the Robin that you grew up with gay, calm down. That Dick Grayson, that particular version of Robin, Dick Grayson, grew into a young man, and he became a new superhero called Nightwing. And then there was another Robin after him, Jason Todd, I believe, who was murdered by the Joker. And so then there's Tim Drake, and I think there was a few Robins after him. So this Tim Drake is still Robin in this particular Batman series. So what do I have to say about this? Well, this is something that even as Christians, we just need to get used to. And I'm sure that's going to be very unpopular for my Christian brethren to hear. Basically, you might want me to say, oh, this is horrible, this is vile, they're trying to make all our kids into homosexuals. Whoa. If you don't want your kid exposed to this, tell him or her not to read the comic. Don't convince yourself that Ross and Rachel's relationship on Friends is any more acceptable in the eyes of the Lord than Tim Drake's and Bernard Dowd's. Listen, the Lord does not want any intimacy outside of marriage, and these types of relationships, whether it's homosexual or straight, have been popularized on TV sitcoms and dramas for decades. But you don't hear Christians always up in arms about those because they seem harmless and innocent until your kid comes home pregnant or with an STD, which you probably wouldn't know about anyway, or something more serious. God is not looking at Tim Drake and Bernard Dowd's relationship with any more scorn than the thousands of heterosexual relationships portrayed on TV. So just like with those, if you don't like your child exposed to that sexual content, don't expose them to this. But listen, God does not say not to love your neighbor or to even love somebody of the same sex. There's different types of love, and you can love a man can love another man as a brother, as a friend, just as a woman can love another woman as a friend. David and Jonathan in the Bible loved one another enough that they would risk each other's life for one another. That is love. Now, some of from the LGBT community might read more into that and try to make them gay and say, oh, it was a secret homosexual relationship. No, the Bible does not say that at all. But even still, even if you're a man who has feelings for another man, you still have the choice not to engage in sexual intimacy with that individual. Just like many straight people choose not to engage in any intimacy with anybody outside the confines of marriage. By doing so, they are not denying who they are. Do you understand? They're not denying who they are. They love somebody from the opposite sex. They just choose not to engage or succumb to their passions unless it's approved by God. So the same thing could happen with gay men and gay women. That's really all I got to say about that. But if you're more up in arms, more angry about this content, being exposed to children, you think it's some gay agenda to make everybody gay, put that in your comments below. I'd love to hear from you. I find that stuff fascinating, as do many people from the gay community who actually view this channel just to see what I might say. Now for some good news. The Hyde Amendment, believe it or not, was actually upheld today in the Senate narrowly. But considering that the Dems have controlled the Senate, this is quite shocking. Senator Joe Manchin, a Democrat from West Virginia, chose to switch sides, cross the aisle if you may, and vote with the Republicans to uphold the Hyde Amendment. The Hyde Amendment says that taxpayer dollars, federal dollars, should not go to pay for abortions in the U.S. or in other parts of the world. Why? Because many people in this country do not approve with their hard-earned money paying for something that they don't believe in, which is namely abortion, killing infants. So, often with each administration, whether it's Democrat or Republican, the Hyde Amendment is repealed, and then our taxpayer dollars go to pay for abortions. And then when a Republican comes in, such as when Trump came in, the Hyde Amendment is reapproved. And a lot of that depends on who controls the Senate and so on. So we were expecting the Hyde Amendment to be repealed because Joe Biden, who once was for the Hyde Amendment, once he became president, he was suddenly against the Hyde Amendment because he needed those votes. So we expected it to be overturned, especially since the Dems had control of the Senate. But thanks to Joe Manchin, he crossed the aisle, and it has been narrowly approved, which means, hopefully, unless some other coup or federal judge or Supreme Court, I don't know, somebody else says, oh, wait, hold on, we're going to try to fix this. But for right now, the Hyde Amendment has been approved, and our tax dollars do not have to pay for abortions here. And even if you're a Dem who is pro-choice, I would hope that you wouldn't want your tax dollars going towards abortions overseas. That's all I got for you today, guys. If you like this video, go ahead and hit like, share, and subscribe. And leave your comments below. I'd love to hear from them. If you have a joke for me, put those in the comments below. I will share it on the channel and give you total credit for it. Guys, I love you, and as always, have a blessed day.